Folks, I've got to tell you about this. I've neglected it for too long a time. I'm talking to those who are open to the visions of Maria Valtorta, about whom I've said a lot, about whom many videos I've done, trying to get across the beauty, the power of these visions as best I can. Come on, Mel Gibson, I can't do this. I can only go to a certain level. I need your help, man. Somebody who knows Mel Gibson, please speak to him. This can't go on. We don't know where the world's going. We've got to get these visions filmed. But here's the thing I want to tell you about today. You know, some people contact me and say, well, how can I get these books? The Poem of the Man God, also known as the Gospel as Revealed to Me. It's expensive, you know, but if you go on Robert Nugent's website, De Crevy Determined to be Catholic, he talks a lot about Maria Valtorta too. Yeah, there's this wonderful thing. It's free. If you can't get the books, this is something you really want anyway. It's if you hear my stomach rumbling, by the way, it's because I'm doing this 1 meal a day thing. I don't eat breakfast, don't eat lunch, just eat in the evening or late afternoon. Trying a bit of autophagy, as they say. Who knows? But the stomach will go, like, Vesuvius erupting. But St. Januarius' blood liquefied the other day, September the 19th, was it? So Naples is safe, thanks be to God. So my eruptions are not volcanic. Okay, here it is. The Valtorta app. When it opens and you get that, you just type in Valtorta app into Google Play or whatever it is, Apple iPhone store or whatever it is. So we have like podcast here, so a priest is talking about aspects of Maria Valtorta's visions, and we've got somebody reading the book The End Times by her, by Maria Valtorta. Oh, sorry, The End Times as Revealed to Jesus and compiled in a book. It's not. I've read it, so it's not a comprehensive set of writings about the end times, but it's a very good start. Let's just see some more. We've got here, there's lots of parables. You know, Jesus tells parables all the time in Scripture, but there's lots of parables that are in the Poem of the Man God, because there's more scope for telling long parables, and there's more scope for telling more parables than would be fitted in a gospel, which could really, to be truthful, if you're writing a gospel in the 1st century AD, it's got to fit on a scroll. You can't have multiple scrolls. You can't be going around with them. The Romans are chasing you. The Jews are chasing you. You've got to have, a compact gospel. That's why they're so short. So the parables. Here we go. That's the page shows the parables. And then you click on that, and it brings all the beautiful pictures, by the way. And you go through. Say, for example, I click the seed and... No, let's see. The indestructible ants. I'll click on that. Then it brings that short parable. I'll read it actually. Have you ever watched a colony of ants that install themselves in a house? There they are, near the fireplace. The housewife takes all foodstuff away from there and puts it on the table. They sniff the air and attack the table. The housewife puts the food in a cupboard, and they get into the cupboard through the keyhole. The woman hangs her food supply from the ceiling, and they go a long way along walls and beams, down the rope, and reach the food. The woman burns them, scalds them, poisons them. And thinking that she's destroyed them, she is happy. But if she does not watch, what a surprise she gets. The new hatched ones come out, and she has to start all over again. And that is what happens while you live. You must be careful and uproot the evil weeds as soon as they come up. Otherwise, they will form a ceiling of brambles which suffocate the corn. Worldly cares, deceiving wealth, form the tangle, suffocate the seed of God, and prevent it from coming into ears. Ain't that fine? That's why I read it, because it's a short one. There is so much go over several pages. But you can have that there for free if you download the app. And huge numbers of other parables. I mean, look, I'm up to 56 and it's still going. There's loads, dozens and dozens. So that's the parables. When you first open it, it comes here. We've got here, it's the 26th Sunday that it's downloaded information for. So that's telling you what next Sunday's readings will be. And you can have somebody read it. If you don't like to read books that much, or you could just listen to this. So say 26th Sunday. Now, a sinner converted by the Magdalene, the parable for little Benjamin, a lesson on who is the greatest of the kingdom. Now, this thing is from Maria Valtorta's writings, but the actual reading, if I press the top one to download, now it comes available here. So I press play. I won't play it all, just to give you an indication. Come on. Oh dear. Maybe it's still downloading. Oh, that's nice. Well, I was playing one just yesterday, so I suspect that it's...
Satan has requested to sift you, and the sifting proves that corruption is what it was in the times of the flood, worsened by the fact you have had Christ and his church, whereas in Noah's time they did not. I said it.
Let's stop that. That is kind of that is Jesus speaking in Maria Valtorta's writings. Let me show you if I'm going to play this.
The 26th Sunday in ordinary time, a reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark, chapter 9, verses 38 to 43, 45 and 47 to 48. John said to Jesus, "Master, we saw a man who was not one of us casting out devils in your name. And because he was not one of us, we tried to stop him."
I'm stopping that there because I just wanted to give you a flavour of this, what's on this app. Obviously, it took a bit of time to download, but it wasn't very long, really, was it? So, and there's a kind of you can roll it along. So there's a book called the Valtorta Enigma, Jean-Francois Lavert, which really goes into the details of how Maria Valtorta's writings are unlike any other on earth, any other since the Gospels themselves, because they contain so much detail that she couldn't have known. And it's so granular, this detail, that one can extract information for scientific purposes to establish things that she would have been absolutely ignorant of in her lifetime. Valtorta Enigma is a really, really important book. Now, you get an extraction of it. So, for example, there's some chapters there, but you can actually go on a website. I think it's Valtorta.au, something like that. I wish I could tell you what it was right now. But it's the Maria Valtorta Readers Group. If you type that into Google or some non-evil search engine, you will you should get there, and there's a lot of free stuff. And in fact, that book, which you can buy, I downloaded it free from that website, so it's legitimate to do that. So scrolling further to the side. Oops. There we go. With this picture of the 5-volume set is like this in the hardback. It's different from the new Gospel as Revealed to Me. And this contains a chap who I had come across before, but he's incorporated into this app because I think he's read the whole Poem of the Man God. Unlike me, I read extracts from it and try to put some pictures on there. But if you just want plain audio, this is it. So, Joachim and Anne make a vow to the Lord. And so...
This is a reading from the Poem of the Man God by Maria Valtorta, Volume 1, Episode 2. Joachim and Anne make a vow to the Lord. 22nd of August, 1944. I see the
So just a flavour that you can have audio of the entire Poem of the Man God if you want. Chap's got a good calm voice. Then there's obviously those who doubt Maria Valtorta's writings, and you have, for example, a response to various questions regarding the Poem of the Man God, and then Catholic bishop, his testimony about the Poem of the Man God. And these are, I think,
so
audio.
I see my
So
videos
this
of
is
the Poem of the Man God.
Robert
I've got
Nugent.
people, discussions happening, and very lively debate.
Let's see what else we've got here. Now, here is a symbol maps, I think. Nope, wrong one. Alright, let's see. Okay, so here's calendar, and this gives you the readings from previous Sundays and other events like the Nativity of Mary, which quite nice little pictures going back some period. Not all the way back to the beginning of time, but quite a few. So that's the calendar section. Then there's the library section, the library tab. And that's interesting because this gospel references, and if you get, say, for example, you take Luke 11, it's you refer to chapter 203, the prayer of the Our Father, and this is the second year of the public life of Jesus. So Luke 11 corresponds to chapter 1 to 4. Sorry, it's Luke 11, verses 1 to 4. And to find the part of the Poem of the Man God to which that relates, you see here 203. So if we go, say, Mark, say, chapter 15. Mark 15, verses 1 to 20, and that's chapter 604 of the Poem of the Man God, the various trials, Peter's denials, because this is, when you get to that high level number 604, we're in the Passion now. Peter's denials, reflections on Pilate, the Passion and the death of Jesus. So it's an easy way of finding your way around the poem using the gospel as a guide, using this app. And then I was saying the map here, tools, search engine, map, just hitting on map. So this comes up kind of a statement from the writings of Maria Valtorta. We'll click that and it comes off. Now we've got an app, a map. Judea, Samaria there, Judea south of that. Map of the land. And if we actually go to one of these, there is a brilliant aspect to this. Yes, here we are. Because you see that empty box down there? You want a particular chapter of the Poem of the Man God, and find out where Jesus is, or where the scene is taking place in the land of Israel. So, for example, scroll through all the chapters. So, Poem Around God, say chapter 49, and you see where they are, where the apostles and Jesus are. So, you can expand this, and you see that they're on Lake Gennesaret, near the sea, near the lake. And this event happens, and it's got two markers, so that suggests to me the chapter 49, which is mentioned down there, involves them travelling from Capernaum to, Bethsaida, it seems. This is an excellent resource. So that's the map. And there's a topic index. So, goes from the standard stuff we might think about. Got a portion of the first one there. Desperation. Confession. And certain kind of unions. The ones that can be, the ones where individuals who are in those kinds of unions can now be blessed. You know what I'm talking about. That's got the connect links there. So I will read. This is 17 pages on this, so I'll not read the whole thing. I'll just read the relevant bits. Jesus is preaching now. You shall not fornicate, it is said. A great deal of the carnal actions of men are fornications. And do not take into consideration the inconceivable, obsessive union which Leviticus condemns with the following words. Man, you must not lie with a man as with a woman. And you must not lie with any animal, you would thereby become unclean. And woman will do likewise, and will not offer herself to an animal, because it would be a foul thing. So, you see, of course this is not canonical. So I can't say that therefore fiducia supplicans, about which I did a video before, is thereby wrong, that Jesus has spoken. But I believe this is Jesus speaking. And I believe that the road the leadership of the Catholic Church is currently taking is a road to ruin. Now, on roads to ruin, you don't necessarily find out. In fact, if you watch my video on Jesus' parable of the mountain and the paths leading up to the mountain, the parable of the Ten Commandments, essentially, you will notice that there seem to be very nice pathways up, much easier than the one that is directed by God the Father. But they're all false paths. So I'm telling you, our Holy Mother Church is going to suffer massively. Just as ancient Israel suffered massively for its sins, so this new Israel, the Catholic Church, will suffer massively. It is almost irrelevant what the Protestants get up to. They are not part of the Church. They are people often of goodwill, but they're not part of the Church. They have a connection to it through their baptism. Eastern Orthodox have a major connection to it. Oriental Orthodox have a major connection to it. But they're not part of the Church. We are going to be seriously punished for the things we're doing, more seriously than they in the East, in Orthodoxy, and certainly more seriously than the Protestants. Just have to buckle up and be prepared for what we deserve. Anyway, tons of topics. Then the reasons for the work. set out. I won't click on all this. Then information about Maria Valtorta herself and the various works she's produced. Or as I said, Jesus has produced through her, in my view. Then testimonies. And it's important for those who hear wrong things about Maria Valtorta's writings. Father Mitch Packwatt of EWTN wrote an article which turned me away from this work for maybe a decade. Because he's Father Mitch Packwatt, a priest, on EWTN. His article was garbage. I say that now because I'm irritated. I was turned away from something with very, very poor quality article, but I couldn't know it at the time. And you might not be able to, so you need to see testimonies which actually give a better explanation of this work, a better appreciation, a better analysis. Then, unique features of the gospel according to me, and this is actually a really good work that's being quoted here, which gives you a lot of information about the poem. It's the scientific aspects that I was talking about, the historical aspects, and others. So this app, if I can navigate, this app is top dollar stuff, but you don't pay a penny for it. I would say you would do well to go to the App Store, whatever your App Store is, and download this onto your phone. When something that's so good costs you so little, costs you nothing, why hang around? By the way, I don't have any contact with these folks. I don't know anything about them, really. Just what when I found the app a couple of years ago, I downloaded it, but mostly forgot about it because I'm reading the work itself and going through that, and as you know, spending quite a bit of time on trying to get it out there. So I knew I had to do this video at some point, and now is as good a time as any. This will enrich your spiritual life, but more pointedly, it will tell you more about what actually happened, what was happening 2,000 years ago. Good luck with that.